you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of OK Boomer. Please subscribe, comment, and share. More importantly, smash that like button and give us a share. Please find our creators outlet link tree down below in the description. Please click on that and give us a follow over on Rumble and Odyssey as well. And now, away with the show.
Here we are.
But
Oh man,
it's Eeyore.
Eeyore. Yep. Good old gloomy Eeyore.
Oh,
he lost his damn tail again.
Oh, that's what I'm calling it.
That's what you're calling it again. But yeah, so you were saying before the pre-show, you're talking about you got some stuff to do this week.
Yes, I did. Now, one of the things I have to do before I show this is where is it? There it is. Yes. If you as a children under 18, close your eyes and block your ears until this part's over.
Until this part's over.
Yeah. So yesterday I got a package in the mail from Portugal from Mario, known as Marv, and I got all 4 Sin Killer character
like bookmarks or something.
Yeah, bookmarks. They're very dark, but it shows up good on camera.
Yeah.
So we got her. We got the Crow.
The Crow, yeah.
Which the Crow has an actual name in the book, but the Crow was definitely a big inspiration behind him doing this book.
It's a dog, right?
Yep, that's the dog. And this is Michael.
Yeah, I think I looked through it, but I haven't read it yet. I know you sent me one, a copy. I got to read it.
So I got the regular sized, like, the Western comic, like the U.S. comics.
Yeah, the 7.25 by 10 or whatever it is.
Yeah. He sent me this limited edition print and wrote, "Thank you so much for the support, Marv 2023." And this is one of the new characters in the new book.
Sweet. No.
Well, it's not Whip 'em Out Wednesday, but it's all good. And the back of this cover, all shiny.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yes. In the front, it's good. He's part of Arrow Comics, so get the Arrow Comics box up in the corner. And it's all black and white, but it's all on black pages. So it's a pretty awesome look. So you don't have the white border, you just have this. I'm just flipping to a page if I can find it now that I'm putting my fingerprints all over this beautiful book. Nope, it's not this one. It was the original number 1. The original number one was just like the backstory one that you got.
Yeah.
Because he hand drew the entire book, like the entire first, like the origin story book, and he gifted me one of the panels.
Oh, did he? Sweet.
Yeah. And he also gifted me a piece that he did probably like about 20 years ago, of Bill Bixby morphing into Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk.
Oh, I think you showed me that. I think I remember it.
Yeah. Hey, Lorenzo, how are you? Good to see you, buddy. And this is called The Cryptid by Earth Dog Studios. Got this cool sticker.
Yeah.
It's like Bigfoot getting beamed up into the ship.
That's what it looked like.
Or maybe beamed down. We don't know yet. And it came with two what looked like metal cards in the package. They're actually cardboard rounded cards, but the entire card is chromium.
Oh, sweet. Oh,
Gray.
the alien. That alien looks badass.
The gray alien.
Which one?
It's like a regular alien, baby.
Not an illegal one. And there's Bigfoot.
Big feet.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be size 20 at least.
At least. I saw a kid in the news who literally wears a size 23.
Holy Jesus.
He's like over 7 feet tall, like 300 pounds in the 10th grade. Playing football in size 23 basketball shoes. Under Armour agreed to build him a custom pair of cleats.
They agreed to build him a custom pair of cleats and kill a half a herd of cow.
Yeah, whatever works. This is the star chart because apparently the cryptids come from outer space.
Oh, that's cool.
And this is a look at, on the back is a print which shows the X-Files homage cover.
Okay, now that is awesome. That would be a cool ass cover. I mean, cool ass poster.
Yeah, wait till you see the cover in chrome and prism highlights. So special covers are always like, difficult to, not just difficult to pull off, but like expensive.
Yeah.
His were not. And he goes a step above and beyond. Like, that is attached. It's a perforated cover. So you can actually take it off.
Yeah.
Or leave it on so you don't
damage the book.
So you don't damage the book. This is the 1 in 20 black and white cover. They did like creepy Frankenstein green foil in the word cryptid. Everything else is black and white.
Okay, that art is amazing.
The back covers all look the same.
Yeah.
Ooh, it got dinged. I can press that out. This is what it looks like in black and white.
Is it digital art or is it he actually drawn it?
I think it's digital. Well, they still draw it, but they get it done digitally so they can not have to worry about the paper. Now, on all the other covers, there's instructions on how to get the perforated cover off. Protective perforated cover removal instructions on the back. And there's even a scan code. This is what it looks like all shiny.
Okay, that is really nice.
That is just amazing. And trust me, the camera's not doing it justice. And here's the same page, but in color.
I may like the color one better. Yeah.
I got this tier with all the covers because I'm like, well, what's the worst that's going to happen? It's a 1 in 20 black and white edition. This is another homage, but I can't remember which one it is. But this was like the regular cover.
Yeah, the other cover's better.
Hey, Alan. Cover 3.
That's a nice cover too.
This is the Close Encounters homage, obviously. Yeah.
Dude, I found that movie the other day going through a stack of movies.
And here's the color version of the black and white cover.
Yeah, I like the color version better.
Yeah. But I basically spent like an extra $10, and I'm gonna get a laser etched wooden plaque of the X-Files cover.
I got you. Sweet.
For display, so it'll be cool.
Well, I went out of town. I managed to snag a few things myself, but unlike you, I didn't get any indie books.
I laid off and I haven't bought any of the others because money's so tight now.
Yeah.
I mean, I just paid off my electric bill for last month, and it was $261 and change. 2 days later, I get the new electric bill in, $275.
Saying that's not, I don't want to sound terrible. I don't get that because your electric bill and my electric bill are running neck and neck. And
you got a damn house.
I got a house, and you live in Boston or pretty much close. We're not going to give the precise geographical location in case your criminal and enemies are looking for you or whatever. And I live in a damn field in South Georgia.
I know a guy guy that I knew was a bartender and a musician. Got a small house, kind of like what they call up here like a Cape Codder. Two small bedrooms, living space. Very very minimal house.
Yeah.
His electric went from $235 up to $459.
Holy crap!
And this all happened like this month.
In a day, yeah. In 30 days.
Yeah. Man, that Bidenomics is working great, huh?
Oh Lord.
I saw like the political one panel cartoons.
Yeah.
Online, and it was just titled Bidenomics. You don't see the guy's head, but you see, a blue collar guy sleeping in his bed, and some old dude straddling his head, teabagging him.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
And I'm like, I put up the NSFW, and that's pretty much the whole Bidenomic plan.
All right, so I got these. Now tell me how often you get. Would you buy these? Normally, I don't buy coverless comics. I've had this one bookmarked, and the guy finally sent me an offer, pretty much half off. So I bought it. It was like $4 plus shipping and handling, or $5 plus shipping and handling. And I bought this book for the artist completely. This is by our man Doug Wildley, and this is Outlaw Kid #2 from like 1954.
By Wildley.
By Wildley.
Awesome.
Yeah, just didn't have a cover on it, but
I buy them once in a while, like when I used to buy from Jesse James out in Arizona all the time.
Yeah.
Until he quit giving deals on stuff, and I go, yeah, I'm done. I go back and check like once in a while. But he'd buy a collection. He'd get like a whole bunch of to call them readers would be insulting readers.
Damn it.
It looked like, you know, when the youngins get their four-wheelers out and they go stomping through a mud hole.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like they laid these books across that mud hole and ran them over a few dozen times before they put them in a plastic bag and mailed them to you.
Dang it.
There was no dirt on them when I got them, to say, so that was good for that. But there were like some things, like he would put a package of like 3 books. They could just be like, you know, mangled to hell, a bunch of them missing covers, like that issue of Spectre that I got with the half torn off cover.
Yeah.
Because somebody mailed away something from the inside.
Yeah.
Well, they took out the picture of the demon for the, you know, to do some art or something, whatever it was. But I got a bunch of like DC giant size Shazams like that.
Oh,
like the 100-page ones. And I'm like, I'm just going to read them. I go, because, you know, if, you know, I'll read them, I'll enjoy them, and I'll send them to, you know, I'll send them to my aunt, because my uncle likes comics. The problem was every time my uncle would come to the house, he'd just start going through all my comics and bending back the paper and you know, folding them in half. And I'm like, no. Yeah, look at these, Unc.
So I got, like I said, this one was like $8 or something with shipping. And I've seen good copies on eBay, you know, with the cover. They're going for like $50 or something. So I'm like, you know, I want it primarily to read it for the art. So, you know, that's why I got it. I just knew it had a cover.
I will buy a coverless copy of that $50 book for, you know, 75% off the cover. Thank you.
Well, I went out today and traded some books. I got some books, and then I got a few other things, but I'll show you what I got. So I got, and I have started reading this run. I didn't read it when it first came out, but the Lemire Animal Man run.
Yeah, I never read that one at all.
Oh my God.
Wait, is that from New 52?
Yes.
I read a couple of issues of that. I had no idea who Jeff Lemire was at the time. I read them because they directly crossed over with the Swamp Thing run.
Yes. Well, the Animal Man run is freaking awesome too. But I mean, it's no surprising. But yes, I got. I picked up the Annual 2. I didn't have. You said you'd already like go stalking my page, so you saw some of these. I got me a Spider-Woman 14.
Yep.
A 15. You remember the run like a year ago or 2 years ago, whatever it was, when the negative covers were the big thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me they didn't exist before they didn't exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's I've got a red Moon Knight like this too. That's awesome as hell.
Nice.
Oh,
Banshee. Nice.
Yeah. Banshee getting the hell beat out of her.
Fancy Juggernaut and Nick Fury. Cool.
35. I love this cover.
Yeah, that's a cool cover.
28. All right, completely random comic that I picked up because I need it for my run, and it's an awesome ass cover. Marvel Team Up.
Yep.
Frankenstein.
Yep, that's a great cover.
Now I got these today. I found this too, cleaning up. I got a couple more of these. The Perez Teen Titans run. I need to figure out when he stopped because that's all I want.
It was during the Baxter run. They didn't go more than like a couple of years on the Baxter run.
Really?
Because then I noticed George quit drawing. I think it might have been when he found out that he was like stage 1 or something. Because he fought back against it for
years.
Many years. So,
all right. So I got Moon Knight number 2.
Oh.
Moon Knight number 4.
That's a cool cover.
Moon Knight number 6. And because I got this one today, it was in this stack. Just when you thought that the Spider Woman would stop, she's back.
Both of them.
Yeah. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Now, this is just another character I read that I would have never read when I was little. And I actually got one today, and I got one the other day, but I don't think I showed you either one. There's Miss Marvel number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miss Marvel number 21 in the Warbird costume.
Nice. I have Miss
Dude,
Marvel.
this is an awesome Samson cover. This is an awesome Samson cover.
I have Miss Marvel number 9.
Yeah.
Somebody had it like on a Facebook auction like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I grabbed it for cheap. It's not in perfect condition, but it's like probably like a mid-range, like a 7.0 at least.
That's fine with me.
And it's the first appearance of Deathbird.
Oh, hell, I need that one, I think. All right, so you ready? I got me an action figure today, too.
Oh.
So this, for all those lovers out there or people who don't understand the Marvel Universe, who only go see the movies, I got this cool-ass Emperor Doom figure.
Oh.
And guess what he comes with?
Nothing.
No, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he comes with Thanos.
Oh, shit.
You remember this? In the comic?
Because that was that big Hendrix Secret War thing.
Yeah, it was
where
like
Doom was wearing white. Yeah.
Yeah, when Thanos was giving him crap and he kills him. He's like, yeah, he just reaches in and like kills him and rips his damn spine out.
There was so many people that were I just want the main story. I don't want any of these, because they did like 7,000 like miniseries spinoffs.
Yeah.
I bought them all. Guess
I
what,
don't think I bought them all, but I bought a bunch of them.
The spinoffs, not all of them, but a good 80% of them were better than the main story.
Damn it. Well, I loved...
Maybe not better, but more entertaining.
The thing that got me at the end of that series, because now we're completely tangenting about a damn action figure in a series of comics because people don't read them, is the thing that gets me is at the end of it. You know, when Reed Richards finally gets the power to, fix the universe. Yep. And he fixes the universe, and he's like, I've got to do something to help Doom. And I'm going to try and fix Doom. And I think all of Doom, and this shows how, I don't want to say how naive Reed Richards is. Because, I mean, he's not stupid, but he is ultimately naive. He's like, okay, Doom is the way he is because he's scarred up because of something I did accidentally. So if I fix the scars on his face, he'll be okay. So he fixes his face. You remember at the end of the mask, like Doom takes off the mask and he's normal. He's not all scarred up and everything. He'll be perfectly good. No, he is a bad guy. He is never going to be good. The scars are way deeper than skin deep, Reed.
Let me reference Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
When they fixed Harvey's face.
Yes.
He got worse.
Yeah. Yeah, because he looks in the mirror and he sees both sides are scarred now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, no, he's terrible.
No, both sides aren't scarred. You actually look like a normal dude now.
Yeah.
But in your mental state, demented.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Demented.
Dr. Demento.
Yeah. Bro, you fucked up.
All right, and the last thing I got today in my my trade, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's heavy.
A statue?
Yeah.
No, there's only one problem with that statue.
What?
You need the other 3 connecting pieces now.
Has it got 3 pieces?
I'm pretty sure. I think it's got 5.
Well, this one is 770 at 3,000.
Not bad. I think because of the way the ground looks on that could be part of the the statue that recreates the cover of FF #1.
Really? We're just going to pretend it's good like this. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But it's really heavy. But yeah, I love the thing. So I was like, we got to get this.
Yeah. I mean, it was so far out of my range, but I had so wanted the Teen Titans statues that recreated the original Teen Titans #1 cover, not the Baxter cover, but the #1 cover.
Didn't they do a 2 pair of statues? One that was like Fang and one was Hulk, and they locked together.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe that's it, because I didn't even think about that at the time. But yeah, you're right, because it's got the base is squared off here and here, and then it does have a little notch here. So that's gonna have something I'm gonna have to look up now.
Yeah.
Because it's not round.
My friend Chris.
Yeah.
Who owned his own business for like the last 30 years, and then sold his business to somebody else, and does exactly what he did for his own business for somebody else's business now.
Yeah.
I don't know where he moved it to. It used to be in his parlor. He had the Hot Toys statues of Galactus, the big Galactus, the light up one.
Yeah, the one that's like $1,600 or something.
With the Silver Surfer and the connecting pieces of the Fantastic Four joining Silver Surfer to fight Galactus.
Sweet.
It was awesome. He goes, take a better look. I go, I am not getting any closer.
Yeah.
I don't want the floor to shake because
something to happen.
And something to happen to that. Because I can't afford to fix that.
Is that one I like, and the other one I like is the one with Galactus sitting down, and he's sitting in the chair, and you can see him sitting in the chair, and Silver Surfer is like little, but he's like flying around him. Yeah,
it's got like the clear resin streak that attaches to like the back of the board and him.
Yeah.
So he's just basically, on guard duty for Galactus.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough. I guess we showed off enough. I did will say that before we get into the book, you randomly pulled one out of your butt this week. This was a damn good book.
This was me gaining back the tiniest bit of respect after that Power Pack 15. Beta Ray Bill with 2 lines. Jeez.
He had Warlord Annual #5. Oh God. What shocked me though when you picked this one out, and it didn't dawn on me at the time because this is all Mike Grell. I thought Grell did 90% of the Warlord stuff. I'm sure he did, but this is by Fleischer and Kubert. I know you said Kubert last week, and I know you said Fleischer, but Fleischer's done so much stuff. I mean, he did the, didn't he do the? I think he did the Spectre run in Adventure Comics. He did this. He did some other like random just superhero books, and I'm like, okay, this is just completely. It's a little off the cuff for him, but it's really good.
Oh yeah.
Looks like the cover is by Grell though, because I think I can see his signature right there.
Yeah, it's a Grell cover, but they did like all the interiors.
Yeah, except for I think Kubert did that page. So yeah, created by Grell, but Kubert even did the front page, which is a good. Now that I look at it again after I read the book, that is a good. Like a synopsis of what the hell happens in the comic. Yeah,
it's almost like the introduction of every episode of Space 1999, where they basically give you like a 30-second highlight reel of everything that's going to happen in the show before it happens.
And now, thank you for freaking making me have to watch Space 1999 again tonight, because it's one of my favorite shows ever. And you bring the crap up, and now I have to watch it. It's all your fault.
You're welcome.
No, you've seen them once. You can see them again. Warlord Annual 5. Michael, I do like this. They don't say like writer and artist and everything.
Oh yeah, they give it all kinds of funky names.
Yeah, Michael Fleischer's myth. Yeah, Adam Kubert was the hieroglyphs, inscriptions, and hues, which means he does everything. Oh, dude, and the editor is Ross Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell we forget that? Ross Andrew may be my favorite Spider-Man artist of all time. I mean, he's up there. And I'm like, there he is. He's the freaking editor. But yeah, so they're we find that some like CIA people, dude, are like in Mexico looking for Namor, and they can't find him. So, sorry, I guess I'm humorous to myself, but the CIA agents are here, and there's some tourists, and they're all checking out the Mayan ruins in Mexico. When I do love this guy. He's got his new camera, just like the rest of us. He says, I want to get a few good shots of these hieroglyphs. And he's, I love everything. And he says, I bet my new high-powered film of mine, I could even get some shots of the hieroglyphs inside. So he gets away from the group and goes inside the temple. And he's like, oh, the light's dim, but if I slow the shutter down, I can get some good pictures. And that's when he gets attacked by the Mayans that are still living in the temple.
Hey, good stuff. How are you, buddy?
Oh.
Yo.
Yep. What did you think of? I know we're just starting early on this one, but what did you think of Kubert's art in this? Because he had to be right out of school when he did this.
I'm like, I don't know his actual age, but
because this was 86, wasn't it?
Yeah. So this is before him and his brother started doing like all the X-Men stuff for Marvel.
Yeah, 86.
So I'm like,
this is when Jim Lee was doing the X-Men stuff at Marvel.
Yeah. But I'm like, it's good. It's not, him at his full-blown best. But, at the time this came out in 86, this was pretty, stellar artwork at the time.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. I mean, it's not his full mature style that you'll get later on during the X-Men and such, but this is really damn good art, especially for 86, because some of it's, and when you compare this to, and I don't want to be ugly, because I mean, he's a freaking giant, but like, and then I guess that's why they kept him on the book so long, but like, you compare this to Swan or Aparo at the same time, who are both doing Batman and Superman.
Yep.
And the art is just, it's so much more dynamic than either of their art. Now, both of those are incredibly great artists, but they're at a different time period.
Yeah. Now,
he does, did you catch our Easter egg here on our first page? Second page? Whatever. He says, he says, and get the camera real tight, blah, 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 read it so I can read the article. Oh, just wait till that idiot Joe Orwade sees these.
Yeah, Jerry Ordway.
Like, really? Who he was doing Superman at this time too. I think Ordway was doing Adventures of Superman, if I remember right. Mm-hmm. And because Byrne was doing the main title. Yeah. And I love Ordway too. Ordway is amazing.
It's funny, the second panel looks kind of like the cover of a Killing Joke before they drew the cover of a Killing Joke.
Yeah. Well, when did Killing Joke come out? Do you remember?
89, I think.
Was it that late? Now you're making me look it up. Because I could not remember it. Killing Joke, 88, 1 year off.
1 year off.
Yep. It does look a little bit like it now that you bring it up. So he's in here. He sneaks away to take pictures of the hieroglyphs in the dark when he stumbles upon this guy that looks like a Mayan. And then, you hear him scream. Of course, everybody's, everybody's like, Doug. And we find out that Doug disappears. He goes away. So now it's 1 week later in the timeless inner world of Sikaris beneath the unblinking glare of the eternal sun. So if I remember Warlord right, essentially he lives in the inner Earth, in like
Yes.
the inside of the planet.
It's DC's version of Kazar.
Yeah, Kazar, peculiar, or peculiar. I think it's peculiar, or whatever, by Burroughs.
Mhm.
All that. Now his chick here, I did not read this, but yeah, he gets me a little mixed up here. Sakira, she knows I can't sit still while she's busy throwing a breakfast together. So Warlord goes out. He lives in Sakaris, and his lady friend here is Sakira or whatever, Shakira. To newcomers, she's shape-changing Catwoman and Morgan's present-day traveling companion. So, like, okay.
So she goes from black cat to woman. Kind of like, look out, here's another Star Trek reference. The Gary 7 episode where the cat turns into the girl.
Yes.
And then back into the cat.
God. Yeah. Yeah. So he's just like exploring when the forest goes quiet, and after, the jungle forest goes quiet, and then all of a sudden these Mayans on flying like platforms, spaceships or something, they come in and they start shooting at him with laser beams. Good Lord, Mayans on flying platforms. And they're just zapping him away.
And we find out later on in this issue where that technology came from.
Yep, later on. I have a feeling breakfast will be a little late today. So once they give shot to him, he actually attacks them. Of course, they chase him away and finally subdue him as he runs away, leaves his horse. And then now we flash back to the U.S. Meanwhile, at the U.S. Embassy in Mexico City, it's outrageous. We're American citizens. My husband's been missing for a full week. So that's our man that was taking pictures. And you say a number of other recent videos to Uxmal have been disappeared as well. Please, Miss Wendell, we'll have families. And we're sympathetic. So she's at the embassy bitching because her husband's gone. And they can't find him. And now they're like, oh, well, maybe he just went away. He wandered off. And she's like, he dropped his Nikon camera. He would never leave it. So she knows something's up.
And then the guard wanted to really say, well, he left you, didn't he?
Exactly. Damn it. So yeah, just give the Mexican authorities a few more days to find him. But we kind of know from reading the comic book that good old Doug is actually he's in our past in Sikaris or whatever it is, Sikataris. He has been captured by the Mayans, which we do discover here, live here because of all the plagues and everything that was going on up in the world. They actually fled to the to Sikaris here to get away. And they had a secret path between this and Machu Picchu.
But
Machu Picchu's on the top of a damn mountain.
Yeah, but volcanic activity and earthquakes had sealed off the tunnel, but they finally found a way back.
Yes.
And that's how the guy that captured Camera Boy was exploring to see what had happened to his people on the surface, and then run into this stupid tourist.
Yep. So yeah, he's looking for his people, and there they are. So yeah, and now we're back. It proves there are two interests in linking Sikaris with the surface world. Who knows how many more there are? Who knows, Warlord? Yeah, scientists really don't know what happened to the Maya. Could it be that the remainings of their dying civilization fled here to rebuild their life anew? Yep. Of course, now that they're flying in, we see this is our poor man Doug's getting the hell beat out of him as he's being forced to work. Where did it say they got the technology from again? Because I can't remember it.
Atlantis.
Ah.
There was an abandoned Atlantean post in Sikaris, and it had been there since before Atlantis sank.
Huh. Okay, I missed that part. All right, I don't remember it. But I do like, so the thing that was getting me on this, because I haven't read a whole lot of Warlord, is he's like the perfect normal dude. He's like here just living his best life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. So he gets brought before the damn high priest. All the other the temple guys here, they're going to sacrifice him. And the priest has his staff that he's got a little button on it. He pushes, and it makes a laser, like a laser image of the god, which I'm sure is supposed to be Quetzalcoatl, but they call it the mighty Kukulkan or whatever here. Return to us from your glorious heaven. And Warlord says, hey, look, even though it's just an image in the sky, as long as the priest holds the staff, it's a solid object. So it's just as dangerous. Yeah, I've been doing this down this road before. So the so-called God's really an energized holographic projection, probably manipulated by the high priest. The hairy part is, as long as the hologram is energized, it's as solid and real and dangerous as the thing it's made out to be. Does the priest plan to scare the guy or turn him into a horrible example? And the priest actually has the god attack good old Doug there. And when he goes to attack him, Warlord decides it's time to make his move and get the hell out of here.
He tries.
He tries. This is us right here. He says, he's trying to get out of these damn ropes. He says, the trouble is, I was a kid when I did this. My joints were looser. The muscles didn't knot up. I'm running out of time. Yeah. The sacrificial ceremony grinds to a stop as everybody starts to look at him. Of course, he gets in a fight with another guy here and eventually defeats him after this little tug of war. And when he does, he gets the guy's laser gun or ray gun, whatever you want to carry it. And he's going to shoot the damn. Oh, did you get where he hits him in the nuts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're struggling on the ground. And here he is. And he gave me the knee. That tears it.
Yeah. And the face.
Dude, if
you know that pain.
Yeah, if you've never been kicked in the nads, you know what it's like. It just makes you madder. So if it doesn't lay you out. So he manages to actually get the damn laser gun and shoot the freaking staff out of the priest's hands, and it causes the god to disappear. And he's actually he threatens the priest. He's going to kill him. And finally, the guy says, there are thousands of you. He said, one solution remains: the path of penance. Survive the ordeal as you ask, and as ruler of Zapla, the Mire, I swear this. So he's going to make a deal with him. If you survive, if you play penance, we'll let you and your guy survive, and you'll be part of us, and we'll protect you. And as soon as he says, yep, and he even knows it, he says, I don't trust him. I don't like to get up like this, but what other choice have I got? So Warlord just gives up. He's like, yeah, I understand. No problem. And as soon as he does, they turn on him and throw his ass in a well.
The bottomless pit of hell.
Yeah. Which, dude, he doesn't say it here. So they throw his ass in a well. We'll get to it in a little bit. He talks about how he can't climb out, but yeah. So they throw him in there, and he's down in there now in the well. And of course, the high priest and the ruler get together and they start talking, hey, listen, mighty Kukulkan made these outlanders fearful attempt to escape, and they banished us as an important lesson. He showed how helpless we were. It was not to protect how dangerous it could be if the high priest lost his power. So he kind of puts the high priest back in odds, but dude, the king here and the priest hate each other. They're at each other's throat most of this comic, trying to get power here. And so now we're back to back into Mexico here. Meanwhile, in a dark alley overlooking Oxo. So they're looking for the freaking Colombians. The Mexican police are. And their CIA is here. They're doing all kind of crap. And dude, here's my Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. I was reading it. It says, Carlos, are you there? Guys with feathered headdresses, some kind of flying contraptions. They came right out. They're tagging it. Carlos, get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah. haul their butts away. Something's going down. So back in the real world, the Mayans are actually coming out of the damn pit and starting to attack the people around them. And they burn up the damn villages and everything else here. Yep, things are progressing well. It's a cool fight. All the art here is cool.
Oh yeah.
All they're trying to do is just kind of blow away the people from the surface world, because the Mayans want to come back and conquer the surface world and reestablish their empire. Yep. Look out. Then the valiant chopper crew is hopelessly outmatched. Oppose me they will. Hear me, Mayan warriors, show them how we establish order and destroy every man, woman, and child. While back at Sikaris, a familiar head breaks the surface of the well of sorrows. Yeah, here's the part that got me. I was reading it. 3 tries is enough. There's no underwater passageway, no hidden escape route, too damn dark to even see the rotting corpses that must be down here. I'm like, oh my God. So he's swimming in all this and he knows there are dead bodies down there. Mm-hmm. And climbing these slime-covered walls is out of the question. And finally a damn rope comes down and he's like, hey, somebody really likes me. When he gets pulled out of the well by another Mayan who tells him to be quiet. And he takes him to his leader, which is actually not the high priest, but the emperor. Yeah, so the secret of the high, he says, what do you want to know? Zopla, he says, the secret of the high priest serpent staff. Reveal it to me and you're a free man. Include the service man in your package and you got a deal. Granted. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Cut me loose. I'm getting tired of running around like this. So he does free him. They're going to he's literally going to go through with it this time. Mm-hmm. But as he goes to get free, the priest, which I guess was, listening in, comes and he's like, hey, the Outlander still lives and joins a pack against the temple. And now Zopla and the high priest get into it. So
yeah,
at this point,
that priest reminded me a lot of Cardinal Richelieu, especially around the eyes.
Damn it. So with that, Warlord decides, hey, while they're fighting, it's time to get the hell out of here. So he heads out, and it takes him just a little bit to find, because the damn temple can't be that big, to find Doug. And he's like, hey, we're going to get you out of here. So he heads out, and he's like, just follow me. And I don't know how Warlord can fly everything, but he managed to actually get on the flying platforms and get the hell out. He says, so they head out of the town. Of course, more fights coming. Everybody's fighting here. I do like this. He shoots the damn rocks and kills the guys below him. When we find out at a special covert flashpoint for CIA briefings, 1 hour's flying time from Uxmal, we find out that embedded in the CIA agents there at Uxmal is a double agent. Mm-hmm. She's working for the KGB. Yep. Yeah, and she's going to try. You work out the secret air base near Hoopla, the one where we use for those undercover runs into Honduras. Keep it a low profile. All right, now, I don't know if you did it, but I had to when I was reading this. Okay, because I was reading the comic. It's a really fast read because it's just an action book, and it was fun. So they're trying not to, the CIA double agents trying not to get caught, trying not to have her cover blown here. And the KGB guy here says, this may represent the gravest threat to our national security since Korean airliner Flight 707 intruded into our airspace. I looked it up to see if that was real. Okay. It's not really real, but it's real. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it was a Korean airline. It was a Boeing 707, but it's Korean airline 902 was the actual call number.
That just disappeared.
Well, it didn't disappear. They knew it happened.
Yeah, we know.
Only a handful of people died from what I was reading on it. But dude, it was going from Seoul to Paris. And it went off course.
Yep.
And straight into Russian airspace. And they freaking shot it down, or they shot it, blew part of the wing off, and it managed to stay afloat and finally land on a frozen lake in like Finland. Yeah.
Wow.
And only a few people died, but I was like, whoa, this is pretty rough.
Yeah.
But
When I get to this page, I go, wow, this is very manifest.
Manifest. So Warlord is going to get Doug out of here. And he's like, hey, we're going to get you out of here, get you back to the secret surface world, but I can't tell you who I am or what. So he's like, hey, I'm going to get you out of here. Don't let anybody know that there's another world here. Don't mention me. Don't tell me. Nobody, not even your family. And Doug's like, hey, dude, no problem. I think I'm coming down with a terminal case of amnesia. And Warlord's like, no problem, dude. You just head that way. And so he does. And then Warlord heads back off when the CIA actually sees him. They see him flying the flying platform because they're out looking for the Mayans.
Yep.
So they freaking shoot Warlord down. And then they discover he's not a Mayan. He's a Caucasian. So they're going to bring him back. And, of course, they torture the hell out of him. This dude's like office rocker.
Yeah.
And they're got all the advanced technology that come from Atlantis. And he won't even tell who he is. So they run his prints. They run everything. And they discover who he is, you know. Yeah. Anything on him. Yeah. His name's Morgan, Lieutenant Morgan, Travis Morgan, U.S. Air Force. He's been dead for a decade. So he's
he's AWOL. Yeah.
Yeah. He's been in the center of Earth, Sikaris there for half a freaking, 10 years. He displayed without a trace while flying high altitude recon missions in an SR-71, the hottest plane we had. So now they don't know. So, of course,
he stole the X-Men's Blackbird and crashed it in Sikaris.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So, way ahead of you. So, yeah, 24 hours and you're off the project. So they're trying to find out where all the technology comes from and the Mayans are. And of course, the high priest and Exel can't get back up because Morgan kind of filled in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of it. Later on, hours later, our blonde lady comes and actually saves Morgan. She brings him his sword, his helmet, says, hey, we've got to get out of here any minute now. So this is the part that we discovered that she's actually leading him out to get information from him because her partner there that works for the CIA is thinking that if she gets him out and gets him talking, she can find out what the hell's going on.
Mm-hmm. Not knowing that she's a Ruski.
Yeah, she's a Ruski.
Are you cleared back in the day?
Yeah. Are you cleared on the F-15s? Incidentally, this one has a few special modifications. So you have any questions, just ask. Lady, if it's got wings, I can fly it. And he just hops in and takes off. And, of course, when he takes off with good old Carolyn there, we discover that it's been confirmed. Comrade Vilisyov and Travis Morgan appropriated the F-15 fighter. And they want the F-15 because it's got special weapons on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, excellent. Means Janus is now in effect. Janus,
more than meets the eye.
The two-faced god, exactly. Of course, now we get into a big fight. Warlord here encounters the Mayans in their flying ships that look like birds. And he quickly, he just takes them out. He knocks the damn priest out of the sky, blows up some other people. But he runs out, starts to run out of missiles. And the lady's like, hey, look, this thing has you said this baby's got some modifications. Thought you never, it has an ultrasonic cannon. Standard 20-meter, just authorized for field tests this week. It's funny how circumstances ended up in Hoopla. It's history. Just give me specs. Yeah, so it shoots out a conal, a laser or something, sonic, and it's good. It's got a range of about 4,500 yards. And then we find out here that it has another limited capacity or limited effectiveness with another 2,000 yards after that. So this object has a 6,500 yard range with limited capacity at the far distances. And he just starts taking out the other warriors. He's bringing all the ships down. And here our high priest finally realizes, hey, Warlord Morgan is a seasoned air warrior. The men are no match for him. They will not survive. He does. He kills them all.
Yeah.
And then slowly he starts heading. After he kills all those guys, they start heading out toward the coast. And good old Carolyn here is going to shoot him up with a hypodermic. Hypodermic. Now head for the water. Pull any tricks, and I'll put you to sleep. I can fly this as easy as you. He says, you have nothing to worry about. I love flying over water. So now we discover she's actually stealing the damn plane for the Russians. Mm-hmm. And she's going to meet a submarine off the coast.
Yeah, and she's going to pin the whole thing on Morgan.
Exactly. And he's like, nope. I'd say this all the time at work. So he finds out after she tries to stick him with the hypodermic, and he ejects her seat. Tells her das vidanya. And then he blows up the damn sub. He attacks the sub. Didn't he? Did I miss it? Come on. Or maybe he flies over the sub. I thought he blew it up. He does crash the plane. Of course, as he crashes the plane, the good old high priest is there, and he's going to lay into him. Your end is near. Your death awaits. And he's behind him. Of course, Morgan's sweating tears or sweating bullets here. I got one more. He shoots the damn escape chute, and it knocks the high priest down.
Yeah. Deploy the bat chutes now, Robin.
Yep. And it kills him. No.
Off the cliff.
Yep. So the priest ship sees none the worse for wear. The tap I just gave him with the F-16 was enough. So he gets back to the priest ship, fixes it, and flies back to his home. Mm-hmm. So he says, Shakir is going to give me both barrels for being so late. Maybe I'll tease her a while and not say a word about what happened. And then later on, we discover that the missing tourist Doug Wendell has discovered wandering down a Mexican road, a victim of temporary amnesia. So he never tells anybody. His connection with the incident sheds no light on the mystery. The Mexican government's in full agreement about the encounter there and everybody. And then we discover that in Moscow, good old Comrade Blishkov, not Comrade Blishkov, but Carolyn is there. She's being called to task for failing. I would call her
Natasha.
Yeah, being called to task for failing at her mission. But the guy says, hey, look, we can't really throw you in the gulag or anything. You have too many high value connections back in America. So they worked it out. They're going to stick her ass back where she was. And then we'll find out. So she actually goes back to the CIA at the end of the issue. And that's it.
Yep.
It was a one and done story. You hadn't picked one in a while. It was a really, I don't say fast read, but it was a fast read for the size it was.
Yeah.
And art was awesome, dude. It was a great comic.
Yeah. Now, I had read the first annual first. And,
yeah. So you won and then you skipped to 5?
I skipped to 5. Well, because I was flipping through, looking, I go, yeah, no, not so much. I was trying to pick a good one.
Yeah.
And they were like, Annuals 2 is where they used to put fill in artists or, give the main artist, a break off the issue.
Yeah.
And, promote that, next issue, blah, 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 blah. And, but I'm like, Kubert, really? Cool. A very young Kubert at that.
Well, so that's the thing. I never really think of him as doing much. I don't think of him doing as much DC until after. I mean, he was at Marvel forever. I didn't think he had done any DC work until, really about 10 years ago when he left X-Men and all that, and then he went and did Batman and some other stuff.
Yeah, he might have actually been doing this while he was going to his dad's school.
Yeah, he may have. I don't know.
This might have just been like, he was, so stellar, like, the brothers were so stellar like their dad that, they were just like, we talked to so-and-so over at DC and they'd like to have you come and do one of the annuals.
Well, see, and that's the thing too. This is one of the things. I mean, Kubert has such a long history with DC. I mean, he really did nothing for Marvel that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did one or two books like really late in his career, but he was at DC forever. So, I mean, he had probably 157 connections or something and was able to get them on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just Joe's work on Sergeant Rock and nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, not to mention like Hawkman and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Haunted Tank, like all the World War II stuff he worked on at one point or another.
He did, and it was amazing.
And his artwork on the Sergeant Rock book made that so ridiculously popular back in the day that like late 70s, early 80s, Remco actually came out with a bunch of Sergeant Rock like action figures that came with like their own playset. So you'd have like, a foxhole or, a bunch of sandbags around one of the characters with a machine rifle. And they were all battery powered. So you could hit the button and get the sound effects of like sweet explosions and rifle stuff. I'm like, I've never seen a Sergeant Rock figure.
I didn't know they did any Sergeant Rock figures. But no, this was, like I said, this was a real good issue. I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoy a lot of the stuff we read, but it's all because it's all older and.
Mm-hmm. And so are we.
Oh my God! Thank you for reminding me. But yeah. All right, I checked my schedule. So next Thursday we should be good.
Okay.
8:30. All right. Now, you ready?
I'm ready.
So I bought 21 the other day.
Mm-hmm.
With this awesome ass cover, but we're not gonna read 21. You know why? And I only have it in True Believers. I don't have a real one, but I found it. We'll read 20. You know why? First new Warbird costume.
Cool.
This is the issue where she changes it. And just in case you want to know who does the art, this is Dave Cockrum.
Perfect.
Yes. So
I have some action figure news.
Oh God.
I have now lost out on the first two drawings from EQL, which is in partnership with McFarlane Toys to do drawings, where you will pay full price plus shipping for the figure, but they're all either the platinums or the gold.
Okay.
So I lost out on the platinum Superman, and then today I just found out I also lost out on the on like the Dick Grayson, like old school Robin.
Really?
Which is fine because I'm kind of broke. But in the Mego newsletter, guess who's getting exclusive World's Greatest Superhero figures?
Who?
Big Lots.
Really?
Big Lots is getting 4 classic 60s superhero figures.
Big Lots.
And I'm going to show them to you. And the first one is going to make you excited as hell.
Oh, God.
They did an exclusive Superman for the Fleischer cartoon.
Oh, sweet.
Now, it still looks like the regular Superman Mego figure.
Yeah.
But the costume, they have the distinct Fleischer S on there.
Yeah. In the little shield or whatever it is.
Yep. There we go. So they even put the round belt buckle.
Yeah.
And the shield. right there. After Marble, the second most fantastic announcement this weekend's Mego Meet was the Big Lots exclusive 50th anniversary superheroes coming this September. So they could be in stores now, or maybe next month. We've been granted an early look at the variants. So this is the Fleischer Superman. It's got that perfect S chest from the old 60s cartoons. And I love this because like the side that you probably can't see, they fill in the background of the screen with like old newspaper ads for like Mego toys.
Yeah.
The second one
is Adam West Batman.
It's Adam West Batman, Batman 66, removable cowl. So of course they painted the front of it black like the old Ben Cooper costume and the white lines and everything. Everything else is pretty much the same. They gave a brand new utility belt with the pouches and stuff instead of just like the straight piece of plastic that just clips. The new logo, boots, and the oven mitt gloves. I wish they would have done like they did down below with Robin. Removable mask, Dick Grayson, Robin, and they put the gauntlets on his forearms, reminiscent of the way they did the magnetic Batman and Robin, and gave him like actual hands.
Yeah,
and his little fairy booties. And then they did a Cesar Romero version of Joker.
Oh, sweet. That actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. It basically looks the same as the others, except they made the top coat and tails velour. So there's I've actually got, because this looks really close to the original 70s Mego Joker.
Yeah.
I've got one on the shelf. He's not complete. He's got a run in his stocking and doesn't have the shoes, or only has one shoe or something. Probably neither, but I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
So, and they don't know whether they're going to be available on biglots.com. I hope they're not, for the simple fact that if they are available on biglots.com, what's going to happen is a whole bunch of toy dealers are just going to buy them all up.
What?
Yeah. And then we'll never get one.
And you'll never get them because they'll be listed on eBay. Like, these are probably all going to sell for like $20-25, and they'll be on eBay for like $150. But
and that's what's terrible. Now I'm trying to find it. I know I sent it to you the other day. Yep, I found it. Hold on.
But I'm like, oh, that's cool.
So
I was just like, I know who's going to be into the Superman figure.
Love freaking Superman.
I've got one of the 50th anniversary Supermans over on the shelf.
So anyway, I shared this with you the other day, and you didn't feel like looking at it. But did you see this one?
I have not seen that one in the store. I saw it advertised. So the other week, like a couple weeks ago on Creative Outlet, I had Tommy Hull from World at War Comics, and you can check out World at War Comics anywhere. Just type in whatever platform you're on, World at War Comics, and it'll give you all the stuff to contact him. He's even, bless you, for the rest of the night. He even got a bunch of issues graded like 9.8. So you can actually buy a graded 9.8 of his book on shortbox.com.
Dang it.
It's a good book. If you like the boys, you'll probably dig it. But he is a huge McFarlane fan.
Yeah.
But he's had a lot of death-defying surgeries over the years.
Oh, Lord.
While we were suffering through COVID, he had just had kidney replacement surgery.
Oh, good gosh.
And was laid out. And his wife told him, Well, since you're stuck out, and he was out of work for like over 8 months. So, and he goes, well, you love your comic books. Why don't you work on the comic book thing you were always talking about? So he did.
He made a comic.
So he made a comic, and he's got like a huge presence. That's the guy that I that I won the Boba Fett comic book pop off of.
Oh yeah.
Wicked nice guy, easy to talk to. Matter of fact, he was on Pete Sammetti's hosting the hosts, like the last episode yesterday afternoon, and getting interviewed by the owner of Alterna Comics.
Sweet.
So it's pretty cool. He is a huge. You think we're collectors? Oh my God! He gets in 3 to 4 boxes a week from McFarlane Toys. His wife knew he was buying them, but didn't know to the extent because he works 3 days out of the week from home.
Yeah.
His office is right by the front door. His dogs let him know when somebody's approaching the house. So he'll go out and he'll get plus he's got a Ring doorbell that he's always got the camera up on his computer. So he'll go out, get him, and bring him right into his office.
Hides them.
But he just had back surgery.
Oh God.
Like about a week or so ago. And he's still currently in a lot of pain. So obviously he wasn't allowed to pick anything up. And he forgot boxes were coming in. And his wife got the boxes before him. Let me tell you. Woo! But he still gets stuff in, and he did a box opening video for the stuff he had gotten in. Some of it was comics from other indie creators, and some of it was, and the rest were just McFarlane Toys.
Good
He had like 5 boxes of McFarlane Toys. He got the Spawn Batman 2-piece.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other things. He already got all the Blue Beetle stuff in, and I'm like, and I guess he bought it off of the McFarlane Toy Store itself. Was the Ted Cord Blue Beetle?
Oh, sweet.
I mean, if I'm gonna buy 2 Goofy figures, I'm gonna buy Ted Cord Blue Beetle and
Booster Gold.
Booster Gold, damn straight. I still want that double pop, but I don't want to pay more than $25 for it. So
yeah.
And he started ordering. I guess Big Bad Toy Store has exclusives for McFarlane.
I didn't know that.
And they're like super packed one. So they've got. He just got in the new Big Bad Toy Store Martian Manhunter exclusive, which is John's in his newer costume.
Yeah.
But it's black, just a black and gray.
Oh, okay.
It's black and gray tone with like red highlights.
Sweet.
And they don't come in boxes that you can see the figures. They come like in a sealed like slipcase box. They made a Superboy Prime, but they made him as a statue. He's not really a statue, but it's got that like antique bronze look to it.
Yeah.
Like the McFarlane, they're calling them patina editions. So they've got a Superman one like that, which makes sense because in Metropolis they erected a statue to Superman.
Yeah. In the park. By Harvard Yard. Don't park in Harvard Yard, you get arrested. They will shoot you. And there's been like a few other ones. There was like they've got like 2 different Supermans. One of the other Supermans was the Superman from Dark Knight's Metal. Yeah.
When he's in like the battle suit. So they did a patina edition of those. But all these editions from Big Bad Toy Store are limited to like 3,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're limited to like 3,000 to 5,000. So they're all numbered. Like inside is the collector's card. You pull out the collector's card, you look at the back, and it's stamped with the number out of how many. And with theirs, I don't know if they're doing it with all of them now, but they're actually giving you a stand to display the card on.
Yeah, I saw those. That
Yeah.
Hawkman that I showed you a while ago, it's
Yeah.
got one on it.
Yeah, I think it's like the Platinums that are doing that. And I'm like, dude, just sell those card stands, like, you know, 100 for $50.
Yeah.
And then I'll actually open my figures and display them.
Yeah, with the little cards, because I got little cards for the one I got all over.
Yeah, I got cards. He had cards everywhere too. They were he had them either, you know, like leaning to the front of the figure,
Yeah.
you know, on the display stand. I'm like, he needs to like sell like flying display stands for his DC line, like right out of the toy store, because not everyone that should get a flying stand gets one, and some that shouldn't have a flying stand get them.
Yeah, I got a Superman that didn't come with a flying stand.
Now you have to find a glowing green rock to put in front of him to explain why he's not flying up your shelf.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, I thought that was cool. So there's a couple big lots around me. So when we get closer to the end of the month, I'm gonna start, you know, probably just sending my girlfriend to big lots.
yeah. Yeah, I might have to go. I'll have to go down. I normally don't go to big lots. They hardly ever have anything I want. I'll have to go down there and check them out, look for the figures.
Yeah, see if they got them in yet. But the store manager should know about them, because they just did the Mego meet like a couple of weeks ago, and they announced that. And I'm not sure. I'll have to ask my Mego dealer. It's my version of Crack Rocks, because they said something in that report that about Marvel. So could it be after all these years they might have struck a limited deal with Marvel to put out what they used to have for like the world's greatest superhero line?
That would be sweet.
That would be pretty awesome. Like, I've got the diamond.
I want Hulk.
Oh, I want a Hulk in a rage cage.
I don't remember the rage cage. I just want a Hulk.
Yeah, the rage cage. It wasn't like the Mego Hulk. It was just like a plastic toy Hulk.
Yeah.
And he was in the rage cage, and you would press the button, and it was like, you know, a steel, like Planet of the Apes style, like steel cage. Nothing on top, and you'd press the buttons, and you'd hear like Hulk roar and bellow, and you'd hear like metal clanging, and next thing you know, like the cage just bursts apart.
Do you I was going to say, talk about all the Mego figures. A lot of them are cool. Some of them are cheesy, but have you ever seen the Conan the Barbarian Mego figure?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It is so bad. Did you I don't know if you got one. Did you get a chance to read the new Conan, by the way?
No, I did not.
Okay. Get yourself a damn copy of the new Conan. It's awesome.
Well, I made a copy of made an account with your mail away comic book service there.
Did you?
And didn't do anything with it because I couldn't figure out how to, because the search bar don't work for crap. I was trying to use the search bar to just look up, you know, omnibuses to see what they had the Micronauts omnibus listed at.
Yeah.
And, you know,
when did it come out?
It hasn't come out yet. So it'd be like a pre-order. But I don't know how to maneuver that website to basically find anything.
Hold on.
I mean, it doesn't work very well on my phone. I know that.
Oh, you don't ever use your How you spell Micronauts?
Micronaughts or something like that. Let's see. Yep. Micronauts.
It must have been last month's pre-order. It's not on this current month.
Oh.
Hold
well,
on.
I'm not paying full price, so.
Let me check something else.
But you would think just by typing the word omnibus in their search bar that it would just bring up like a random page of, any omnibuses.
Yeah. I'm checking their other site to see right quick. I can tell you how much it is.
So what's the abbreviation for it again?
The website?
Yeah.
I'll send you the link. Hold on just a second. I'm looking on in-stock trades now. See if it's there. I can't believe I can't spell Micronauts. Who didn't Pat Broderick do most of the art for that series?
Yep.
And now didn't Golden do the?
Yeah, he did stuff too.
Yeah, that's what I said. Golden did some of it.
Wow, it's weird. The toys aren't as expensive as they thought it would be. Like the loose ones.
Really?
But one guy has the Force Commander Micronauts still in the original package for $100.
Dang. Yeah, it's not listed right now. It must have dropped off.
Biotron, which I had when I was a kid. They've got, I don't know if it's complete because he had so many like attachments to change them into different things.
Yeah.
I just basically changed him into a drill machine. Take his head off, put a drill on it. The plastic toy drill would like spin. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, but some of these are like, $50, $60. The Andromeda, the horse for the Baron.
Yeah, the robot horse.
Yeah, is like somebody's got it up for like $64 or best offer. They don't show the actual toy, but the box is like mangled. But I had some of like the and these were like all Mego. I'm like, I wish Mego would bring these back because I would buy the crap out of these.
Dang it.
Like some of the alien monster looking ones are like $25 and up. Most of the ones that are showing are like, all busted.
The alien figure I want, while you're talking about alien figures.
Yep.
And I know I'm talking alien. And I've never seen one in person. Well, no, I have seen one in person. I've never held one, never had one. But you remember in, of course, the 79 movie, they did an alien action figure, and the skull piece was clear. And it was like hard plastic.
Of which movie?
The first one.
Of Alien?
Yes.
The movie. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like super hot. So there was a character called Thyroid that came with like, a pharaoh head tomb and like, Japanese writing down the bottom of it for hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
It came it looked just like Deathlock of Gamelon from the one that I had. Looked like Deathlock of Gamelon from Star Blazers, but he had kind of like a space helmet, like this big giant clear globe, kind of like Kurt's spacesuit in the Thulian Web episode.
Yeah.
But because these came out around the time of Star Wars, it also got their own version of a lightsaber.
Dang it.
I'm like, this character is awesome. Giant of Croix. And then they, the import companies, back in 98, got the license from Micronauts and remade them, but like in giant size ones. But they were like so expensive, like $60, $70, $80. And they weren't called Micronauts, they were just called Microman. Microman Transformers from Japan. They probably sold like hotcakes in Japan, but not here.
Here you go. There you go.
Wow.
It's actually not a bad price.
No, you can't even get a ROM Space Knight with the gun for $100.
No. And it's even got the box.
Mm-hmm. Well, back in 2019, I took a picture of a Mazinga Z Shogun Warrior, the big ones.
Yeah, I had those when I was little.
From the 70s. And he still had it still in the box. The box was probably like, 90% perfect.
Yeah.
Had all the pieces, and the stickers hadn't even been used. They were still on the original sticker
Oh,
sheet.
sweet.
$800 flipping.
Good God.
One of the online dealers I know loves Shogun Warriors and like old monster stuff, and he has a Mazinga in his selling cave. And about a year or so ago, he scored himself, cost him a pretty penny. He won't tell anybody how much he spent, in case his fiance is watching the stream. But he got a Raiden.
Really?
Yeah, the one that had like the frisbee on the back of his hand there, the flying disc. Yeah, I'd never even seen one before, and he's got one. One day he did a dollar auction for like old Bronze Age stuff that was like barely readable at a buck a piece. I go, I know what I want to bid on. And he's like, my Shogun Warriors are not included. So anyway, I'm bidding $1 on Raiden because I've never seen one in real life before.
Get $1 on Raiden. Dang it.
It took a lot more than that. Because he's had some like really like high-end pieces that he's turned around and sold.
Yeah.
But nothing underneath the $500 mark.
Damn.
Like an original script signed by Roddy McDowell and the directors and stuff from one of the Planet of the Apes TV shows episodes.
Huh. I don't know. I love some of that old stuff. I wish we could find it all, but it's not there.
Because it's no big deal.
Everybody
you just watch it on TV. I'm like, it's not the same thing.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna get off here. We got to go get something to eat.
Yep. Same. Yep. Time to rock and get a belly full of beer.
Oh God.
No. All right. Have a good night, and I will see you next week. I'll be talking to you before then, but I'll see you next week for that book, and just send it over when you can.
Will do.
Cool.